Once you're done setting everything, now we're ready to move on to our brows. I know this is one of the most difficult parts of the DIY class, and I really am going to take my time and really zone in on really detail talking about how to get through this for you ladies. So first we're going to use our spoolie and we are going to comb our brows up. If you have any brows that are very long or that are very curly, I would then at this time trim them. It will help you to shape them. It makes a huge difference in trying to shape them. So now is the time where we are going to carve out our brows. I know that this is the hardest part. We're going to take our concealer. We're going to put the concealer on the one side of the brush and we are going to wipe off the other side. We only want the concealer on this side of the brush. We don't want it on the tip, we just want it on this side. So now that we've combed our brows up, we are going to outline the bottom of our brow. Not getting the product in our brow, but just outlining the bottom of the brow. Now I'm going to do the other side, putting the product on the other side of the brush because it makes it easier to flip and do the other side. Again, I'm going to wipe off the product from the other side and take your time, ladies. Remember, keeping your eyes focused on your eyebrow and not the brush is really going to help you to draw that line. When you watch the brush, it makes it very difficult to draw that line. So remember, you want to pull this concealer down into your eyelid. Not pulling that line. We want to keep that sharp line to keep your eyebrow nice and drawn in and cut out. So we're just pulling this concealer down into the lid. And remember, you can use your finger for this. We're just softening out that concealer. So once you have done that, now we can move on to filling in our brows with the pomade. So we're going to use our angled brush. And remember, we are just using a little bit of product. A little bit of product goes a long way. And we're dipping the tip of the brush into the pomade. And remember, we got to wipe off the sides. So we're keeping the product just on the tip of the brush. We want to make sure we wipe off those sides. Make sure you put the top back on your product so that it does not dry out. So we're going to start by drawing in the bottom of our eyebrow. So remember, we don't want to start here because that's going to cause our brow to be very heavy in the front. We're going to ombre that front part. So we want to start further out. We're going to start here, starting to draw that line. So you're just going to follow your natural brow shape. Some of you, and as I do, have a shorter brow, so we want to elongate it and cause more of an end on our brow. So I'm going to bring mine out a little further. So now that one is underlined and drawn out. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, dabbing it and wiping off the ends. Drawn in both of the ends of the bottoms of the brows. So now, with the remaining product I have on, I'm going to move to the top of the brow. And I'm going to push this product around so that my brows are not too heavy and too full. So now I'm going to push the product upwards, filling in the sparse areas of my brows. So from the line below, I'm just pushing the product upward. So it's almost like I'm flicking it up and just moving that product around. And then you want to connect the two ends. If you need more product, you can add more product, but remember you want to use the tiniest bit of product. Filling in the top part, connecting the end, and then using the extra product that's on the brush and that's already in the brow to fill in the sparse areas. Not touching the front part of my brows yet. When I'm happy with the brows that are filled in, I'm going to then move to the front part. So with the product that's in the brush already, I'm going to slowly blend into my brow and slowly moving towards my nose to soften the line and pull the product downward to give the ombre effect to the brow. And I'm using a very soft hand. The harder you push, the darker the product will be. The softer you push, the lighter the product will go on. So now you're going to do the other side. So I'm going to start where the line is, where you see the product and you don't see the product. And I'm going to slowly just soften that line, moving towards my nose, but pushing the product into the brow, giving the ombre effect. And then if I feel my brows are a little too close, I just softly use my finger to even them out and make sure that they are evenly separated from my nose. Now you're going to take your spoolie and you are going to comb the product through. This then will soften that concealer line and move the rest of the brow pomade product around, softening the brows even more. To further your brows even to the next level, you could take your concealer brush with the remaining product that's on there and softly outline the top of them to give them even more definition. And then blending it out with your finger and going in again and softly blending it with your spoolie. Now it is time to lock them in place with your brow gel. You want to brush the brow gel in the direction that your brows are going in. So when I'm going this way, I'm moving the product this way, and then when I'm coming down this way, I'm pulling the product down this way. Locking my brows in right where I want them. Now your brows are done. Now we can move on to mascara. For mascara, most of us know how to apply our mascara. Mascara and eyebrows usually take me the longest because I like to build up my mascara. I like to put layers. So normally I'll start with my bottom lashes so that when my top lashes are wet, they don't get my eyelids full of mascara. So starting with the bottom lashes first before moving to your top lashes. Taking your time on your lashes will help to separate them and build up the layers to make them look longer and fuller. Most mascaras are more of a building of layers than just adding one layer and moving on. So now that I have put my mascara on my bottom lashes, I'm going to move to my top lashes. And I kind of go in a back and forth motion to make sure that my lashes are staying separated and not clumping up. I go from one side to the other and then back and forth so that it gives time for one side to dry so that you can put another layer of mascara on the other side. And that is for the mascara, ladies. Next, I'm going to do my lips. Normally in the DIY class, we don't talk much about the lips. I think a lot of ladies pretty much know how to do their lips, but we'll talk about how to do lip liner. I usually lean more towards very natural, so I like to use this lip liner from Ulta. It is called Almond. It is very close to my natural lip color. And all it does is just enhance my lips and make my lips look a little more defined and a little bit bigger, but also just looking very, very natural. So I'm not going to draw it, I'm not going to overline them. I'm just going to draw it right above my actual lip, just to enhance it just a little bit. Just giving my lips just a little bit of color And then I'm going to pop on a little bit of lip gloss. Keeping my look very natural for a day-to-day look. That's the full look, ladies. Inbox me if you have any questions.